Hello, everybody. Welcome to Weighted to Win. Trust you've all had a very good week, a good week's punting, and Weighted to Win, the show that's here for you because we've got the best tipsters in the country. Daryn, Burroughs, and Darryl Maree. They do the studying for you. Sometimes you just don't have the time to get behind the book, right, guys? I mean, that's what you guys do for a living. Am I right?
Yeah, Clyde. Hopefully the viewers have got the confidence in us to try guide them in the best way possible, and we put the hours in. Let's hope we reap the rewards.
Yeah, Daryn,
together.
Hey, absolutely.
Yes, been studying hard for this card and Sunday's card, so hopefully we can turn things around this week.
Okay, well, that's great. We're going to go on to the Turffontein meeting. So we'll do both, as you've suggested. Let's do the turf meeting first. We'll get there, the opening leg of the pick six, and take a look at the market there quickly for you guys. And as far as that goes, we've got an odds-on favourite in Cartel Boss at 13-20, and then a couple of first-timers, seemingly well-bred too, Darryl, that are priced up as joint second favourites.
Yeah, Clyde, the key will be in the first timers over here. Just watch the betting support closer to race time. Number 7, Pride of Paris, is a half-brother to the very useful Approach Control. And the 9, Litigations by Grey's Inn, the damn 1 over a mile. So on paper, he might be looking further than what he contests over here. But if there is betting support for him, you have to respect it. Back to the favourite, Cartel Boss. Put up a fair enough debut, but he was in and around some very moderate sorts. But he is well related to some speedy sprinters. So if he's got any sort of ability, as his brothers do in Calvary and Celtic Voyager, it will be no surprise to see him notch his maiden one in his second start. Of the exposed race runners, they're below moderates, and they'll battle to win this race in particular if the first timers have got any sort of ability, and if Cartel Boss has shown the natural improvement since his debut.
Okay, and Daryn, you're reading into it. Are you worried about these first timers, or can we go Cartel?
Well, we're going Cartel Boss in the pick six, only because we make the main dangers the 2 first timers. Of the raced horses, Cartel Boss really does stand out, and no surprise to see him at 6.5 to 10 in the betting. I make the main danger number 7. He's a captain of all Out of Control Tower, a lot of speed in the pedigree. He is a 4-year-old making his debut, but I do believe he should be competitive in this kind of lineup. But we are taking our chances in the pick six. We're bankering Cartel Boss. He was very green on debut, but he quickened up nicely enough to suggest he can win a race of this quality.
Okay, well, hopefully that will be the case. Otherwise, watch the market closely. You don't mind running second with the first timer winning in the case of Cartel Boss, but that's our pick six banker. 2-1 about Global Player as top of the boards, first leg of the jackpot, race 5. 7 stay the course at 2-1. 1 Curfews at 9-2. 5-1 about number 3 Valencia, and then 15-2 about number 4 Soldier Song. So I'll come to you, Daryn. 2-1 the pair, the top 6 and 7. Is it an open race, or does it come down to just those 2 horses?
Yeah, I believe it's more open than the betting suggests. The favourites, Global Player, did run in a work rider race last time. He got touched off late. The money was down that day. He's got to be competitive, but he's not a standout. And the same with Stay the Course, that's had a long layoff. And on his debut run behind Harlequin Jack, Curfew was actually ahead of him in that race. I found the value with Believe in the Future. His last 2 runs with blinkers were very dismal. But his previous 2 runs, 2.5 lengths off second base, 3 lengths off Seaways, that kind of form is good enough to win a race of this nature. We are going the field in the pick six.
Yeah, open race. Okay. Darryl, your take? Same.
Yeah, Clyde, I think Daryn touched on the value in the race, Believe in the Future. I think that step up from the 1800 from the 6 furlongs might have been a touch too far too soon for him. 6 months later, he would have strengthened up, and without the blinkers on, I think the mile might be very suitable for him. So he could represent the value in the race. Global Player now, he's obviously showing some very good work back at home because the money's come for him again for tomorrow. He was heavily supported last time out. The gamble was nearly landed. But in saying that, that was a weak field. And even the likes of number 3, Valencia, who also contested a very weak work riders race last time out. He's now back in a mile without the blinkers. He could get the run of the race, and he's super fit on his side. I think he'll finish the race off nicely. He'll be staying on in the latter stages. We've gone fielding this leg of the pick 6. Let's hope we beat the top 2 of the year, because we are looking for the upset.
You're looking for a result. Okay, well, maybe not in the case of the 6th race where Puerto Manzano and spoke to Johan van Vieren, and he said the horse as well. And that's ultimately the information that we wanted, because this was one of our play of the day in terms of making sure that we get a pick 6 banker home. So I took the chance of chatting with Johan, and he said, horse, toughest challenge to date. He did say that, but is very well. 10 Lily Blue, second choice at 13-2, 1 Tierra del Fuego, 7-1, and then 8 Chitengos at 9-1, 10-1, and better the others. So Darryl, can we depend on Puerto Manzano here?
Well, Clyde, we've got the green light from the trainers, so let's move on to the next race. It's as simple as that.
You think so?
No, touching on him, I think if it wasn't for his inexperience on his side, he would have been unbeaten, because he's a very progressive son of Open, and he's got a bright future ahead of him, as well as the horse that he beat last time at Elliot. I think they're two very nice horses. They're going to go through the handicaps. They're going to win their fair share of races. And what I like about this race for Puerto Manzano is there should be a decent enough pace on and something for him to chase, because he does possess a nice turn of foot. I'm expecting Savannah Storm to go out ahead and be the hare, and Puerto Manzano will be able to run him down, because last time out he was never in doubt, and I think there's a lot more to come from him. If you're looking for an exactor, Lily Blue with only 49 to shoulder, I think she could fill in the back end of the exactor, but I'm not looking past the favorite of the year. I think he's found the perfect race, albeit not best weighted, because the weights favor the fillies of the year, but they've earned their ratings over further. So we are confident in banking Puerto Manzano, and include in all your doubles and trebles.
Doubles and trebles, Puerto Manzano. Darryl, are you doing the same? Is that your play as well?
Yes, for sure. The best bet on the card. So progressive. I think he's going all the way to the tops of this horse, and he's going to relish the step up to 1,800 meters from a good draw. I think he'll blow them away, and I still think it's good value to include into doubles and trebles for the day. Puerto Manzano, a bank in the pick 6. I make my second choice, Tierra del Fuego. I think he's the next best horse in the race. And last time out, he can put a line through his run. He pulled too hard. But Puerto Manzano, a confident selection.
Okay, well, that is the 6th race on the card. As we go from there now on to the 7th race and have a look at the Syringa handicap, you guys can give us an idea. Talking about Johan, he did send me a message as well, just to remind me about Guy and Glory, very kindly just basically saying to me that she's well and she's of good value. I'll just go back to his SMS that he did send me a little bit earlier, saying Guy and Glory looks a smart filly value, ! And that's number 12 on the card. And she's currently trading at around, what is that, 15-2, 8-1 or thereabouts. So 9-2 the field in this race, Daryn. Is it a tough race?
Very, very tough race. We've gone the field in the pick 6. We're not taking any chances. The 3 fillies that are very well handicapped are the bottom weights, Virginia, Guy and Glory, and Sidoni. They've all tumbled in the ratings, and they should be competitive. Guy and Glory dropped from a 99 down to an 87, and she seems to be finding her best form again. So over the mile from a 1 draw, I do believe she'll be competitive. My first choice is Wiley Wench. She's gone up, I think, 6 points in the merit training on her last win, but she's found her best form, and I do believe she'll be right there at the finish. The top weight, Rios Winter, also from a good draw. She's the class in the race. I believe she'll be involved in the finish. And a horse like Maree Gold, you can't ignore.
So open race, Darryl.
Clyde, I think I've got the sire wrong in the previous race. I've misplaced my books, so I don't have them in front of me. Who's the sire of Puerto Manzano again? Daryn, can you check that?
Again.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. Coming to this leg of the pick
What do you mean you're tipping the show without your books in front of you?
I've misplaced them, Clyde. You didn't give me time to go find them. I don't know where they are.
You must have a great...
But I've done the studying, Clyde.
Nobody would have known. Let me tell you something. Nobody would have known any better that you haven't got books in front of you. So well done for that.
Yeah, Clyde, this leg of the pick six, I think the value lies with the top weights. She hasn't won over a mile to date, but that run at level weights behind Summer Pudding is eye-catching enough for me, and I think that suggests enough that she does have the mile within her scope. What I like about her is we've got the booking of Gavin Lorena back up on her, and he really gets the best out of her. So Rio's Winter, the value in the race of the year, it's wide open. I like the fact that Johan said Going Glory's showing good work at back her own, because if she settles in running, she can certainly she possesses a nice turn of foot, and she could feature in the finish of the year. And another one I want to touch on is Frosted Steel. I don't believe we've seen the best of her yet to date. They've taken the blinkers off her. She's having a peak run, and they're trying over further. We could see a surprise in this leg of the pick six. And I'm going with the top weights as my value bets in this race. Rio's Winter with Gavin Lorena in the hands.
Yeah, okay, 10-1. All right, well, let's have a look at the next race now. Final leg of the jackpot, where Women of Substance is currently trading at 2-1 or thereabouts. There's been quite a bit of movement for Women of Substance. I see on Interbet there's already about 16,000 Rand spent, money on, in terms of the trade. But from 2-1 to 22-10. 3 Zulu War Cry is 3-1 second choice or thereabouts. 8 Two Fools Collide at 7-2. 9-2 One Cast the Dice, and number 2 La Cesaria 9-2. And then 14's about the others in the race. Daryn, Women of Substance is what's your take on Women of Substance here?
Well, I believe she's very progressive. You know, in her second start, she ran in a very strong race. It was a maiden juvenile plate. I think the second horse came out to run second in the fillies nursery. And last time out, it was a very fast track that day, the Vol, and nothing was staying on from off the pace. And she found herself at the back of the field with too much ground to make up. I believe she's going to enjoy this step up to a mile, and she'll probably be in a much handier position this time. And this field is fairly moderate. I do believe she's got the come-on look about her, and she will be the horse to beat. So Women of Substance, quite a strong first selection. Over horses like Two Fools Collide, Cast the Dice, La Sicaria, and Zulu War Cry, who actually beat Women of Substance last time. I can't see her beating her this time around.
Okay, so the one to beat Women of Substance. Darryl, are you also big on her for Stewie Pettigrew?
Yeah, Clyde, I think what beat her last time out is the tactics that they adopted, because they opted to give her a chance from a wide draw, and things just went pear-shaped as the pens opened, because she found herself behind some, let's be kind of, some no-hopers, and she just ended up in a position that she had no chance to recover from. If she jumps on terms and she's able to hold a position from stall gate number 1, now that she's going the trip, I think a dam went up to 2,000, we're going to see the best of her, because Stewie Pettigrew has said she does have ability. I'll make her one of the best bets on the card. For our weighted to win viewers, take 2 pick sixes once again, bank her in a smaller perm. In the bigger perm, we've opted to load up, but I think she'll take a power beating if she can hold a position from a good stall gate position.
Okay, so the potential of 2 plays behind Women of Substance as far as the final leg of the jackpot is concerned, which takes us then to move you to the 9th race, final leg of the pick 6, and see what the players like here, where number 4, Say When, is 15-10. Number 1 in Climo is at 5-2. 3 Run April Run is 7-1. 5 Back to Back is 7-1. And 7-1 about number 8 West Coast Lover, 7-1. 10-1, and better the others, 12-1, and better the rest by the looks of things. Let's come back to you, Darryl, and talk about these 2 horses, Say When and Climo.
Yeah, Clyde, I think the bookies have got it correct. These are the 2 that should be able to fight out the last leg of the pick 6. In Glamour, he ran above his rating last time out. He ran to a 96, which makes him the best weighted horse in this particular race. I think he's going to strip fitter, and he possibly could be the one to beat Ovia, because Say When has really got her own way in her last few starts. She's got the run of the race, and things really did go according to plan and fell into her lap. But now she's taking on stronger. She's taking on a sort that could be above average, and she may well have a work cut out. She is a daughter by Silvano, and she's getting better with racing. But I think these two will fight it out and fight it out a good few lengths above the balance of the field over here. In looking at the way the betting is being priced up, I think I'd possibly lean towards the value line with number 1 in Glamour in the last leg.
Oh, Daryn, so race time, you might see them swap these two reversed.
Yes, definitely. I think Indlamo should be the favorite in this race. I do believe he's worth a punt. His form lines are solid. First run out the maidens, he won with ease on the standside track, and he followed it up in the Secretariat Stakes, only getting beaten 3 parts of a length by Paisley Park. And his comeback run behind Bartoldi was a solid effort against much stronger. So for me, Indlamo is the value on the card. We can try and connect some doubles with Perta Manzano into Indlamo, and we'll get a decent price. Say when, I do believe she's looking for further now. She got away with it in her last few starts against weaker, but I think that she's looking for a 16 to 18, 2,000 meters in the future. For me, Indlamo, a very hard horse to beat.
Okay, well, that's Turffontein. We'll show you the best bets and the pick sixes and all of that sort of stuff. We quickly want to look at Greyville. Don't have betting, unfortunately. This is Friday night. We do have some of the races. The principal races marked up from Interbet. We don't have all of them. But the first leg of the pick six will start. There's the World Sports Betting live games. And this is a maiden plate over the mile. And looking at the way you guys are putting it together, it does appear that we're going to need at least a handful of runners to get through here, Daryn.
Yes, for sure. We're not taking any chances first leg of the pick six. We do want to get through this leg. The favorite in the Marvel, I don't know, those form lines aren't too strong, and they were on, her best form was on the poly. So from a wide draw, she should be competitive in the first 4, but my value on the card is 2 for T. If you go back to when she ran at Kenilworth over a mile behind First Street, form lines like that are solid enough to win a race comfortably like this. Her comeback runs after a long break. Her first 3 runs back were a bit disappointing, but last time out, back on the turf over 1400, she stayed on really strongly and then had to check at about the 100-meter mark when she was making a run through runners. She had to ease, and it cost her a minor money place check. So for me, 2 for T back over the mile, I think she'll take a lot of beating at around 6 or 7 to 1. We have included others into the pick six. I think we've gone 2, 4, 9, 12, and a couple more.
2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 12. Yeah.
That should see us through, but 2 for T, quite a confident selection and good value bet for the day.
Okay, well, that's interesting. Darryl, you see it the same way?
Yeah, Clyde, if 2 for T reproduces any of those mile runs in Cape Town, she should be the one to beat. But in saying that, she has been disappointing. And you know, when a trainer like Dennis Dreyer can't get a horse to win in the first few outings, it's not going to Hollywood. But on her best form, she should be the one to beat. In the Marvels, done very little wrong since returning from a layoff. She's getting better with each run. I think the pennies dropped with her, but she's also very limited. And Indigo Moon, she's shown her best on Polytrack, but Richard does get the best out of her, and he reunites with her. So another one with moderate form in the first leg of the pick six. Let's go a little bit wide to try and get through this first leg.
Okay, well, race 5 is the WSP Live Racing Now Pinnacle Stakes, and this sees the Giant do it again, come back to action. He's at odds on 5 to 10 to win this Pinnacle Stakes. Sovereign Spirit, second choice, number 7 at 15 to 4, and 4 Silver Operators at 11 to 2. Then, of course, double figures about everything others. Hard to beat, Darryl?
Clyde, you know what? Do it again. He absolutely thrives in KZN. He's actually at his best in that province. But he's returning from a long layoff. It is a prep run to slowly build him up into the July. So he's not going to be nowhere near ready, but his class could pull him through. He represents absolutely no value at his current odds. We've backed him up in the pick six with a horse that's super fit. He's having his 3rd run after a gelding. I think things went a little bit wrong for him last time out. And that is number 4, Silver Operator. He's a very, very talented individual, and on his best, he could give the favorite a run for his money because he's got fitness on his side.
Okay. Daryn, how do you see it? Do you see Silver Operator giving Do It Again a run for his money on the day because of fitness?
Well, in the Queen's Plate, he actually ran only a length behind Do It Again. So on that kind of form, he's got a chance, and he has got the fitness on his side, having the 2 runs in Durban already this season. Do It Again, he's going to like the pace on. He'll be a good few lengths off the pace. But a field of this quality, I believe he'll turn it on really strongly through runners. And I do believe Do It Again is the right horse, but he doesn't represent much value at 5 to 10. We have gone 2 and 4, Do It Again and Silver Operator. That should see us through the pick 6. Sovereign Spirit is looking for a little bit further, but should be in the places.
Okay, well, that's interesting. Let's go to the next event on the card now and take a look at this race for you. And the 6th is the KRA East Coast Cup over 2,000 meters, where Lady of Steel number 1 is 13 to 20. Again, as you know, I spoke to Johan van Vieren. She travels. We're doing this Friday night. She's traveling on Saturday, but she's very well, he said. 7 to 1 about the 7-centered Mistress, 8 to 1 number 8 Rattle Mouse, and then double figures about the others. How are you guys seeing this? I mean, she's odds on. Bookmakers have got her relatively short to win this event. I'll start with you, Daryn. What do you think?
Well, Lady of Steel, it's touch and go, the 2,000-meter trip. I know she went the trip once in the Wellington, and she hit the front 300 out like she was going to go away and win by 3 lengths. And then she started wobbling and running around the final 250 meters, and her class carried her through to run a place. But I do believe she's a better miler. So we have chosen to back her up with horses like Rattle Mouse, who actually ran against her 3 lengths behind her in the Wellington at level weights. Now receives 4.5 kilos. Centered Mistress has found her best form of late, should be competitive. And another horse to consider, Flower of Saigon, who's trying the 2,000-meter trip for the first time, and she's been eye-catching in her last couple of starts, and the stable of Glenn Cotson is in form.
Okay, well, she's odds on. So no value, Darryl. I mean, no one's going to be putting her, I take it, in your doubles and trebles or anything like that.
Well, Clyde, Daryn and I disagree over here. I think she's a good thing. A lot of people have got their doubts over the trip, but I like the fact that she's drawn 1 and she's going to get cover. And on top of it, I don't believe there's a breakneck pace over here. So she's going to be able to utilize that turn of foot when she finally gets a gap down the inside. I think she's going to get covered up. Gavin's not going to have to exert any energy whatsoever. He can just put her to sleep. And being a year later, now that she's finishing her races off on the stand side mile, which is a tough stand side, which is the toughest mile in the country, I think the 2,000 is within her reach, and I think her class will pull her through. I think she's very hard to beat, and I think Janse van Vieren's going to have a cracking weekend.
Okay, so you're looking at a moderate sort of sedate gallop as far as that event is concerned for her, and she does seem to have ability, although Darren's of the view too that as good as she may be, you may have to be cautious about her. As we go on to the next event, which is the World Sports Betting 1900. And in this event, you got Bulgarian, the 8 to 10 favorite for the day, 4 to 1 backed up by stable companion Crown Towers, and double minted from the yard at 13 to 2. 10 She's a Keeper is also trading at around 13 to 2. And then you got double figures about the others. So what do we do when it comes to the WSB 1900 now with Bulgarian? I mean, you had a little bit of a doubt earlier with one of the odds-ons before, and I'll start with you, Darryl, now. For Bulgarian, surely this is hard to beat?
Yeah, Clyde, you have to be fairly confident that his class is going to be able to pull him through over here. If I had to tell the viewers, those that are skeptical about his fitness levels, I'd say back him up with a stable companion, Crown Towers. They did meet last year, and Crown Towers, I think, got beaten about 4 lengths on that occasion. But in saying that, Crown Towers was also returning from a layoff that on that occasion. Whereas yeah, he's going into this race at nearly peak. And I think this has been his target. But you can't compare class, Clyde. You can't compare the two in the same breath.
Fair
And
enough.
Crown Towers, last time he only just got the better of Black Nap on that occasion. And Black Nap and Bulgarian is chalk and cheese. Bulgarian's class will pull him through over here. Back him up in the exact with Crown Towers. I think those two are the ones to focus in this leg.
From a weights perspective, I guess, Daryn, Bulgarian is the right one.
Definitely, Clyde. I can't see him getting beat. We are banking him in the pick 6. I believe he's the best bet on the card. Whenever he comes back fresh after even a 6-month break, he comes out and wins with style. So he runs well fresh. I believe he's a very hard horse to beat in this sort of field, even with 62 kilos. He is the banker on the card for me.
Okay, and that is the 7th race on the card. And you would have noticed that without the market, obviously, it's quite tough. So we haven't got betting on races 8 and 9. But having spoken to the guys and having had access to what they like, etc., it does appear that both of those races are quite hard. So the last 2 legs of your pick 6, place accumulator, etc., those we're going to have to go as wide as we can. So we're going to put up this on the screen now. We'll give you the Turffontein pick 6 quickly. Guys, just make sure I've got it right for Saturday, where in the first leg of the pick 6 at Turffontein, you have gone and you've banked number 8 in the pick 6. And that is, of course, Cartel Boss. Remember, the first timers in the race take note. We don't mind running second to them. Field in the second leg. Third leg, you've banked the 4 horses, Puerto Manzano, who we have confirmed. We're going field in the Syringa in the 7th race. 8th race, we're going with 1, 2, 3, 8, and 9. Although you guys obviously do fancy Women of Substance, but we're covering up in the pick 6. Women of Substance is number 9 on the card. So if you want the 2-player, there it is over there. And at the back, we're just going the 2 runners in Glamour number 1 and number 4, Say When. I'm going to ask, let's move on to the next slide, which is the Hollywood Bets Greyville pick 6 on Sunday. Sunday, the 16th of May. And you'll notice in this particular event, we've loaded up the first leg of the pick 6, or we've gone with a few runners anyway. Second leg, whilst Do It Again, we're all hoping that he comes through with flying colours, that we are backing Do It Again up with number 4 on the card in the pick 6 in Silver Operator. We've gone 4 horses in the 6th race on the card. So in that East Coast, KRA East Coast Cup, although Lady of Steel is odds on, Darryl likes her big. We are loading, going 4 runners as cover. Bankering Bulgarian in the 8th race, in the 7th race, the Greyville 1900, sponsored by World Sports Betting. And then as many horses as we can in the 8th race, and quite a few in the last at the end. And that comes to 2,160 with a 216 Rand, 10% cost. Darryl, your player of the day, I see you're sticking with Joburg.
Yeah, Clyde, I really hope this filly can actually finally get her act together and bring her homework to the track. Unfortunately, we saw the prices already into 22, and she opened up at 4-1. So the value has gone, but I do believe she'll still win, and she'll win comfortably. She's my best bet on the weekend. Okay, best bet on the weekend, Women of Substance. And I'm going to ask Daryn to take us through his selections for both Turffontein and Hollywood Bets Greyville.
Okay, so I've got quite a couple of selections. My best bets in Turffontein, if in order, I would put Puerto Manzano on top. I believe he'll be a hard horse to beat. I believe he's going all the way to the tops. And then race 2, Iron Will. I watched the replay of this horse. He was a long way back turning for home, and he quickened up really smartly. Over the mile, it's going to suit him down to the ground. I see he is second favorite at about 15 or 16 to 10. I believe he's a hard horse to beat. So for me, Puerto Manzano, Iron Will, and the value bet in Lamu in the last race, I believe they've got the betting wrong there. I believe he'll be hard to beat. Then Sunday at Greyville, Bulgarian, the standout to me, our banker in the pick 6, and 2 for T. I know she's had 10 starts in the maiden, but I believe that she's peaking again and finding her best form at around 6 or 7 to 1.
Okay, I did speak to Candice Dawson just on the basis of Iron Will. I did ask her about Iron Will, and she did say very well, also well, and that's the most important question. We want to know that there ain't any issues or anything like that, and there hasn't been. So there's confirmation from the yard with regards to Iron Will. Okay, so that's the wrap up as far as the tips for the weekend are concerned. And once again, just a reminder about our Friday night. Just keep joining us. That's when we tip it. I said it might be premature to be tipping for a Sunday meet, but I hope you guys will take it in the intentions that it comes with, that it's there as a guide for you. And at the end of the day, we all want to take you into the winning queue. Trust it's been a pleasant one. Daryn, Darryl, thank you very much for your time. Have a good punters weekend and load the pockets, and may everybody win.
Yeah, thank you very much, Clyde. All the best.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Clyde.
Daryn. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.